Hey you! Yeah, I'm talking to you. Do you got money? Do you want to spend it? Have you got literally nothing good to do with it? Well, why not mosey on down to the Jimporium? We got the store back up. Fucking years later. You can get an shirts or an buttons if you want. You can do it. I'll allow it. After all, the gays can do whatever they want. That is a shirt. Rawr! I'm the T-1000 somehow. Hi gang, it's me, James Stephanie Sterling, here behind an array of bullshit. I've finally gotten around to doing that thing, the Steph Sterling's heaving toy chest idea. So I've got all sorts of things that I'm going to play with for videos, like my Rude Ralph, my boyfriend, with realistic noise. So there's that. Alien, and all these other things. This bastard I've been waiting to show off for a while. It's a robot. How exciting. Yeah, that's just fucking obnoxious. Anyway, while I play with my glorified plastic garbage, why not watch this video about glorified plastic garbage? After months of rumours, Nintendo finally announced the highly anticipated follow-up to the critically acclaimed Nintendo Switch, setting the world ablaze in a storm of hype. Or not, as the case may be, with fans whipped up into a frenzy over a potential Super Switch or Switch Pro that would boast 4K capabilities. The eventual news that it was the exact same Switch with a bigger and better screen landed somewhat like a lead balloon. Nintendo fans, known for their reasonable attitudes, measured expectations, and tempered reactions to news, were quick to register their abject disappointment that the Switch announcement was basically just an alternative SKU rather than a massive upgrade. Ultimately though, Nintendo was just being Nintendo. The Switch is still a massively successful system, and the company has never needed to compete with Sony and Microsoft in terms of graphical power. Nintendo just goes ahead and does its Nintendo thing, which is often inscrutable, sometimes bizarre when compared to the conventional approaches of other games companies, and always distinctly Nintendo. I mean, this is the company that decided to put video game rewards into small tiny plastic figures, made those very figures incredibly difficult to actually buy, and still made a goddamn mint off it. Rather than a mighty 4K handheld with all the bells and whistles of current-gen systemry, the new Switch just features a big OLED screen. The Nintendo Switch OLED is very pretty, but it's completely non-essential for anybody who currently owns a Switch. Frankly, I only consider this a good thing. Fewer essential consoles means fewer ways to spend money on fucking video games, and that's something we should all celebrate. The very idea of a console being essential is ridiculous in the first place. Rather than be disappointed that you don't feel a burning desire to throw hundreds of dollars at Nintendo, instead be happy that you now have hundreds of dollars to spend on literally anything else, like a shiny pair of Christmas shoes, or this giant wooden fish. It's only $200 to a good home. Email me and ask me about it today. Only $200, what value? Order today and we'll throw in the spider eggs that have incubated inside of it for free. Seriously, someone please come and take this giant fucking wooden fish away from me. Kimberly Spirit won't take it back. The original rumours of a 4K Switch emanate from Bloomberg, a site with a real good track record of accuracy in unconfirmed reporting. For the most part, the original report was accurate. Speculation about the OLED screen was correct, and while there was talk in original rumours about a potential for a 4K upgrade, there was no guarantee. It was just a possible thing that could potentially happen. Basically, there was a chip. That's all it said. There was a chip that could do it, maybe. Of course, in the weeks before the reveal, the rest of the games community took those rumours and whipped the speculative discourse into a frenzy, with confident headlines focusing predominantly on the 4K, which was, again, a passing reference. A lot of sites ran with the story up until the official announcement, then quickly had articles published shrugging and saying, well, who actually needs the upgrades we've been rumouring about for weeks? Before the announcement, Kotaku ran with the headline, "Report! New Nintendo Switch with 4K output, OLED screen will release before Christmas." Then when the story broke, hit out with, "The new Nintendo Switch OLED doesn't need 4K. Let's be real. The Verge not only circulated the original 4K rumours, but further stoked the fires with an article titled "What We Actually Want from an Upgraded Nintendo Switch," where it re-emphasised the reports and then added a whole bunch of fanciful ideas to keep the expectations high, listing such desires as improved Joy-Cons, which would, be genuinely nice, but also chance would be a fine fucking thing. After the official Switch OLED announcement, however, we were quickly treated to an article headlined, "Well, Nintendo never needed to fix the Switch. It's not broken." This is a common trait in games reporting, where rumours spark the imagination and outlets waste little time in repeating the rumours and actively engaging in speculation, adding to it in fact, all before saying those desirable things never needed to happen when it turns out that indeed they aren't gonna happen. Next time there are big rumours about upgrades, take note of the sites whipping up the speculation and wait for the inevitable, who actually needs it though, in the aftermath. By far the highlight, however, came from The Gamer, which joined the throng of rumour reporting with Nintendo to start production on Switch Pro this June, according to new reports. But very quickly after the OLED's announcement had published, "Why are you mad about the Switch OLED? It's pretty much what you were promised." The publishing of rumours followed by the publishing of admonishments against those who believe the rumours is, I gotta say, a heck of a bold game plan. In fairness, the writers of these articles are different people, but the mixed message of, "Here is a rumour, now aren't you a silly dick for believing it," is amazing as an overall message from a publication. And I almost have to respect the audacity of the publication for greenlighting both. But while that last article is ironic as a follow-up to the very rumours the site was perpetuating, it's also perhaps the most true of the post-announcement editorials that have cropped up in the wake of Nintendo's deflating reveal. As writer Stacey Henley accurately argues, nobody was actually lied to concerning the Switch OLED. The only mention of 4K came from one speculative article, and it wasn't even the focus of the speculation. It was the rumour mill that followed that started tossing the name Switch Pro around like it was a credibly imminent thing, and it was the community that got overexcited for all the smoke without seeing if there was actually a fire. After hearing about a Switch Pro with 4K for weeks and weeks, I don't think disappointment is a particularly unreasonable reaction, but it's the anger directed at Nintendo that truly gets me. Once again, we have a slate of fans who are pissed off at Nintendo when the company didn't do any actual misleading of its own. Nintendo itself made no big deal out of this announcement. There was no major build-up to it, no hype from the company making the reveal. It simply unveiled on a low-key Tuesday that a Switch with an OLED screen was coming, and the responses were outrage. But nobody lied, least of all Nintendo. For Nintendo to shy away from competing on a graphical level with Sony and Microsoft, to announce a low-key, middling, quasi-upgrade and not even make a big deal of it is par for the absolute course with Nintendo. And while it's funny to see a news site admonish those for believing rumours it happily circulated, it's also true that expecting some fantastical pro upgrade from Nintendo in the first place was silly, and it's even sillier to act betrayed in the aftermath. We've been here before, of course, and people just don't learn their lessons. Last year, I published a video about how Nintendo fans like to troll themselves, expressing disappointment and outrage toward Nintendo, even when it did exactly what it said it would, like announcing a low-key third-party Nintendo Direct and promising that there wouldn't be a major first-party announcement. When Nintendo did exactly that, people got mad. Mad at Nintendo. As if the company hadn't completely delivered exactly what it promised. You probably shouldn't have invented a dream console and then gotten mad when Nintendo didn't make it specifically for you, writes Henley. And the sentiment is correct. Nintendo fans seem especially prone to self-trolling, especially ready to buy into the hype, despite Nintendo itself being one of the most consistent underminers of said hype. Where does the willingness to believe come from? Nintendo has never provided it. Like, seriously. Stop expecting things from Nintendo. I don't say this to insult Nintendo, I'm just saying Nintendo is Nintendo. The company is weird and does weird things that only make sense because it's Nintendo doing them. And this time around, it isn't even really all that weird. Nintendo won't go making some sort of amazing Switch Pro until it's done extracting all the worth out of the current model. And really, that's how it should be. I'm not sat here just desperately aching to hand over more money to Nintendo or any other game company. These machines are fucking expensive, and frankly I'd prefer it if a single console lasted me 10 years, let alone the usual 5. Just please let this time be a lesson to you. Stop expecting Nintendo to not be Nintendo. And if rumours abound of some amazing, mind-blowing, forward-thinking announcement imminent from the company, please temper the fuck out of your expectations, because it's almost a guarantee that nothing so amazing is coming. We got that? Good. So I guess I'll see you next time it fucking happens. But enough talk! Kiss me! Oh god, the fireball fell out. Let's throw it back in. Ha 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 ha! That was a video that you watched. I hope you liked it. It wasn't a very long one. I kind of made my point. But then there are some people that are like, oh, I remember when these videos used to be 10 minutes and they were much better. So maybe this one is much better. I don't think it is. But maybe this one is much better. I mean, I just made a Mighty Max Skull Mountain kiss a rude Ralph. So if nothing else, you got that out of your day. Huh? Do I not do enough for you? Do I not do... Thank God for me. Probably do the toy thing this week. I think you'll like it. It's got xenomorphs in it. Arrgh. Not this one at the moment. It's too obnoxious. It's horrible. Ah.